I trade in a Thinkorswim account, and I also trade in a Fidelity account. The starting capital was $23,000 when I started this 225 days ago. Now, I did something similar the first 9 months of the service. The service right now is about 20 months old. And then I started this account up about, I think it was the beginning of June in 2022. And I wanted to start it up to show people how to properly track these trades and then how to use that information to get the type of statistics that we need to make sure that we're on track with our strategy. Now, as I said, this is not an alert service, so be very clear about that. This is not an alert service. I used to have an alerts channel, but I found that people were relying on that instead of actually learning the strategy, the framework, and the methodology, the continuous improvement process, all the things that this service is designed to help people become consistently profitable. And so I took that alert channel out of there because people were becoming dependent upon it. And there were a few people that were a little lost when that happened, but they soon came around. Because if I can get everybody to work at the strategy, work at the process, really everything is about the process, then they'll become more knowledgeable, more independent sooner. And that's really the goal, to make everybody an independent, consistently profitable, professional trader. Now, what we do here is that we trade a particular type of strategy. The strategy isn't as important as the philosophy behind it and the methodology. The philosophy is that we want to put edges together so that we have something that we can rely on and that we can implement the underlying philosophy. And that is asymmetric returns, taking very, very small risk for very large outsized gains. And of course, the other thing that we do is we want to collect premium. Now, there's a reason why we want to collect premium because, from what I know, there's only two types of traders, two types of strategies where people make money. It's either collecting premium or a pure arbitrage. Now, we're not going to do a pure arbitrage. That's really left for market makers, high-frequency traders, arbitrageurs of various services, or maybe statistical arbitrage in the futures market. So that's not what we're doing. Instead, what we do is we collect premium. And perhaps the most opportune way to collect premium that I know of is to do it on the 0 DTE, or the last day of expiration of options on the SPX, the widest traded index in the world. So that's what we do. And when I first started it, they had these weekly options that went 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then as of last May, they turned it into a 5-day thing. So now you can trade these weekly options and do a 0 DTE every single day of the week. And not only on options with the SPX, but also options with its companion, the futures product, the E-mini S&P futures, the ES, and also the XSP. The XSP, which is 1/10 the size, it's the micro version of the SPX. So they all trade 5 days a week. Now, there's also the NDX that trades 5 days a week. The RUT might also, but both of those are not very good trading asset types because their liquidity is super low, the volume is super low, and the volatility is off the hook for the NASDAQ. So it really doesn't work well in this situation. The SPX, the E-mini S&P, and the XSP are right on. So what we do is we collect premium in the very final hours of expiration. So that's one of our edges. The other edge is taking on asymmetric risk to reward. And the reason why that is an edge is because, well, there are a number of reasons. But some of the bigger ones is that, first of all, it has a long-term positive expectancy. It helps you stabilize your returns and particularly your drawdowns. Your drawdowns are very small. It also provides an intangible edge, and that edge is that because your drawdowns are small and because the volatility of your returns is under control, you very rarely lose it. You're not panicking. You're not putting on these huge risks to make tiny little profits like most people do with high probability strategies. This is the way pros trade. All right. So I don't know what else to say beyond that.